Joining us now for the interview is Governor Gretchen Whitmer of the great state of Michigan, and boy, does she have a lot to contend with right now. Governor, you are dealing with an emergency at home. You are dealing with this ongoing epidemic. You are dealing with a strange visit from the president today. Thank you for making time in the middle of all of this to be here with us tonight.
Thank you, Rachel.
Let me ask you first about this historic flooding in your state. This is a crisis that you could see coming. You ordered people evacuated out of harm's way before those dams failed or were overwhelmed. But it seems to me, at least as best as I can tell, that this is a crisis that is not over. Not only have floodwaters not receded, but are you expecting that there may need to be further evacuations, that there may be other towns that are in danger?
Well, we are concerned and we're watching it very closely. And we know, too, that there is more precipitation in the forecast. And so we're taking this very seriously. I'll just acknowledge the fact that we're in the midst of a global pandemic. On top of that, dealing with a 500-year flood event, which are, of course, becoming more and more frequent. We've got climate change as a part of that, but also old infrastructure as well. We were able to evacuate 10,000 people in the midst of all of this. And as of our conversation now, we've not found any casualties. And it really is a testament. I know people see the footage of what's going on at the Capitol and protest, but what's really happening in the state of Michigan is people are rising to the challenge and helping one another. We've flattened our curve. We've helped each other out. People have been displaced from their homes. And when I went to Midland, I was so inspired by the attitude of the people who are all wearing masks and chipping in to help each other in the midst of these two crises. And it was really inspiring. We got a lot of tough stuff to deal with and tough things that we're trying to confront together. But I think you can see bits of humanity every day in this, and that's what keeps us going.
Let me ask you about the way these two emergencies sort of dovetailed in your state. Obviously, emergency planning, when you think about the need to evacuate large numbers of people, as you said, 10,000 people in very short order in advance of an impending dam failure, that's a specific kind of emergency planning. To have to integrate that with social distancing and infection control protocols that are so unusual, so unfamiliar, something that we've never done before this epidemic. I mean, how do you integrate those two imperatives? How do you evacuate people and keep them safe and put them up in shelters while also preventing them from giving each other coronavirus?
Well, it's really incredible. When I went to the State Emergency Operations Center to call for the evacuation and to declare a state of emergency on Tuesday night, I found myself saying, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. And I found myself saying this again, right? I've said it many times over the last 10 weeks here in Michigan. And yet, here we are, and we're going to grit our teeth and get through this and help one another out. The local Emergency Operations Center was on top of this, and they work seamlessly with the State Emergency Operations Center, but they've done phenomenal work. And I think that the planning and all of the different agencies, the Michigan National Guard, the Michigan State Police, combining with what was happening at the local level, really contributed to an organization that helped save people. But we're going to have our work cut out for us, and it's going to take a while to come back from this. There's no question.